Good evening. I would like to welcome you to myself and my Algebra 2 classroom. I am Tracy Palmer, and I am teaching Algebra 2 this year. If you're watching this, it's likely because you have a student in my class. So I welcome you. I am going to show you some information about our class and let you know how you can get hold of me. Feel free to email or to use the remind text to ask any questions whatsoever that you might have. So if you'll be patient with me for a moment, I am going to share this little presentation with you, and I will email this out to all parents as well today. I wanted you to have my email address in case you wanted to contact me directly. And there we go. First and foremost, I wanted to share with you my algebra tutoring schedule. I have 3 classes of Algebra 2, and it's just not possible. I also teach geometry and Avid, so it's not really possible for me to be available at all times to answer questions that students have. But please know that there is always, with the exception of a Friday afternoon, an Algebra 2 teacher that is available to help your students. While we are virtual, this particular table is in our Google Classroom, and while we are virtual, if a student wants to attend a tutorial other than my own, they are welcome to. They just bring up our Google Classroom, find the tutorial schedule, and then these are live links in the classroom that will give them the Zoom classroom codes that they need in order to jump into those tutorial sessions. We also are distributing our Ranger Time availability. And if students would like to pop into our Ranger Time, then they follow a similar procedure. They go to Google Classroom where these are live links, and they can hop into a classroom to get help during Ranger Time. Let's see. Just some information about the particular class. I have a website, and the students all went to the website this week or last week to learn more about how to navigate it. It has Zoom classroom codes on it. It has Google Classroom codes on it, the ability to download calculators, a way to find IXL, and I had a moment, to get into our class set of, or the online version of our textbook. So a lot of information can be found here, and y'all have full access to all of that. I try to update grades as soon as I get assignments turned in. So at the very least, they will be updated every weekend, but more likely they will be updated daily. You all have access to the Home Access Center, and I don't have visibility into that, but if you have questions, you can contact the counseling office or the front office, and they will give you details. We do have calculators at the school that we someday will be allowed to use again, but for now, since because there are some issues, well, obviously we're virtual, so until then you can use an online calculator. Once we get back in school, we do not have a procedure in place for allowing students to use individual calculators as of yet. We have to figure out or find out if we're going to be allowed to use individual calculators. There is a disinfecting issue with that. So in the meanwhile, if you are using a district device, you can go to the Software Center and download the virtual TI, and it is a TI-83 emulator. If you are using an iPhone, there is a wonderful Calculate 84 app that you can download from the App Store that is free. But here are some directions that will also let you download and install an emulator for a TI-84 on your laptop, if that is an option. Again, all of these actual links to and access to the online resources that we use are available on a district laptop by following the little rocket that's icon on the screen, or by following this link to the Launchpad, and from there, students will have access to all the tools that they need. We will be using IXL, which is a math software program, to do a lot of our daily assignments in this new world that we're in. We will not be doing nearly as much paper assignments, and certainly not like in the spring where we took pictures and submitted pictures of work. That proved to be cumbersome for all. So we are going to be doing a lot of IXL. We'll do lots of checks for understanding and other ways of assessing students. I will assign something every class period, and it will be due at the beginning of the next class period unless I tell the kids otherwise. And all of it is managed with Google Classroom, which keeps track of what assignments are due and when they're due for students, which is really nice. We will have 2 summative assessments each grading period. What those look like, y'all, I'll be honest, we do not know. And so I don't want to promise anything and have to retract later. But I will promise that if students are unsuccessful with any of these assessments, they are always welcome to redo them up to a 70. And the way we're going to grade in this brave new world of virtual learning, and then continuing through at least this semester, we will be taking 60% of a student's grade coming from IXL, our checks for understanding, any homework that we assign, and then 40% will be from those summative assessments. Those are just some details about me. I have been teaching at Vista. This is my 10th year at Vista, and I absolutely love it. My own students have graduated, or my own kids have graduated from Vista. And I just can't say enough about it. I'm delighted to have your students in class. And I'm hoping that someday we'll get to see each other live and in person. But until then, please know that you can reach out to me at any time, and I will help in any way I can.